Today, y'all, we finna do a reaction, man, to the worst TikTok trends. Make sure I hit that like button, that subscribe button, y'all. Yeah, y'all, let's get to the video.
This is not normal, right? This person probably has a lot of problems, and I can't believe that people are making this a trend.
A troubling trend on TikTok that could leave some teens believing they have a serious mental disorder.
Just by looking at some of the recent TikTok trends, and you'll see just how toxic this app can really be.
Yes, TikTok trends. Some can be pretty funny, others can be straight up dangerous. The worst ones are the trends that seem harmless but are quietly messing with your mental health. We'll break down specific trends, starting with strange ones, and work our way to the ones doing the most damage. Alright guys, so it is almost the end of the year, and my goal is still the same. Increase the number of videos we put out without sacrificing quality. And it would mean the world if you subscribe, and I will do my very best to make this goal a reality for you guys. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome. The homeless man photo. The AI homeless man prank went viral in mid-2025. I mean, when I saw this myself, I thought it was pretty funny, but we can't ignore that it caused psychological damage for some. Here's how it worked. Teenagers took photos of their bedrooms or living rooms. Then they used AI to edit the images, making it look like a stranger was inside their home. But not just any stranger, a homeless man. The results looked disturbingly real. Once the edits were ready, the pranksters sent the images to their parents.
And what?
Sending it to a family member, leading them to think someone broke into their home.
What followed was panic. Parents thought,
Why would that become a trend? Like, what is so cool about that? Like, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes AI be getting out of hand, bro, for real.
photo was real. Some were scared, others were mad, and a lot of them called 911.
Here's one TikToker showing cops leave their house after pranking their mom, saying the homeless man was asking for money.
That was the
that
entire
ain't cool.
concept. Scare your parents with a fake AI intruder, film their reaction, and post it online.
And it looks
The
so
joke is
real.
supposed to be the reaction people have to the pictures.
TikTok loved it. Soon the hashtag homeless man prank reached 124 million
Wow.
views. Every new post tried to push the limits. They made the homeless intruder more threatening and more realistic. Soon it went
Wow.
beyond parents. TikTokers pranked their spouses or roommates. And as usual, they filmed the reactions.
Why would you let somebody into the house? Even if somebody come to the house and say, oh, they are my friend or something, you attend to them outside there.
And it looks so real, like, to the point where, like, you don't know if it's real or not. Like, man.
Some even created elaborate backstories about why they let the homeless man in. They were just trying to get a more interesting reaction.
Who is at the house?
I felt really bad because this guy knocked on the door and he looked like he was in need of help, really wanted water, so I let him come in for a little bit.
But as the video spread, experts began warning about an invisible danger. This trend didn't just scare people for a few seconds. It obviously caused a serious mental distress. I mean, just imagine yourself in the situation. When someone believes an intruder has entered their home, they panic. Some people experienced full-blown panic attacks before realizing the image wasn't real. But for the sake of YouTube, we can't show those extreme reactions, but they are on TikTok. For older adults, like most parents in these videos, extreme stress can trigger heart problems. But the harshest warning came from law enforcement. Police called the prank stupid and potentially dangerous. And with all the warnings, the trend didn't stop. So the police took action. In October 2025, Ohio police arrested 2 teenagers for faking home invasions with the AI homeless photo. In both cases, police were called to the home only to realize it was a joke. The sheriff's office made it clear. This behavior is not a prank. It's a crime, and AI seems to be trying to stop this homeless man prank too. When NBC reporters asked ChatGPT to generate an image of a homeless man in my home, it refused to. ChatGPT replied, I can't create or edit an image like that. It would involve depicting a real or implied person in a situation of homelessness. If AI tools keep blocking these kinds of requests, this trend might disappear soon. But the psychological harm it causes to homeowners won't disappear so easily. This next trend turned no sleeping into something people should aspire to do. The toxic productivity trend. Toxic productivity is the idea that you must be productive at all times. It's about not letting a minute of your day be wasted. And TikTok is full of videos pushing that message. Okay, so let me be clear. I am all for productivity. I believe that in order to achieve something great, you gotta work really hard and really smart. Being productive is a great thing, but toxic productivity is something else. People push themselves to unhealthy extremes in order to accomplish more, often at the expense of their health. And you do not want to sacrifice health. But TikTok's algorithm kept feeding the productivity obsession. Soon people were being shown endless videos with extreme productivity hacks. TikTokers giving productivity advice probably mean well. The problem starts when viewers take those routines and push them too far. The perfect example is the sleep is for the weak mindset. These videos show people staying up all night to work, bragging about not needing rest. Losing sleep becomes a badge of honor. And it gets worse. There's a trend called 5 to 9 before your 9 to 5. You'll see people trying to finish a full list of tasks before 9 a.m. By the time their actual job begins at 9, they're already exhausted. Last but not least, the that girl trend. The hashtag amassed over 1.6 billion views. The trend encouraged women to become hyper-productive girl bosses. I mean, it sounds respectable, but there's one major problem. Most people can't sustain that kind of schedule without burning out. Eventually, creators started speaking out. They made videos and
Yeah, like you can't do that, man. Like you gotta have rest, you know what I'm saying? You can't just work. You gotta take time for yourself to rest and to recover, you know what I'm saying? And I feel as, you know what I'm saying, social media, man, it's a lot of lies on social media. Like there's a lot of people that lie on there, and this is like a lot of people do things on there and a lot of other people follow it. You know what I mean? I mean, there's positive stuff out there, but most of the time, it be negative, you know?
rejecting toxic productivity. One writer put it this way: when you push yourself too hard for too long, it's easy to start measuring your self-worth by how much you can get done. You start to feel guilty for wasting time on activities you used to enjoy. And I'm guilty of this too. Spending time with friends feels like falling behind. Even sleeping starts to feel like a waste of time. And the result? Burnout. Burnout isn't just feeling tired, it's a complete physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion. Many who tried the that girl lifestyle reported feeling exhausted, unhappy, and overwhelmed with guilt. More creators joined the conversation calling for change.
Issue is more around this kind of societal acceptance we've had of prioritizing productivity, prioritizing self-care in a way that's actually kind of destructive.
To make things worse, many of these perfect productivity videos aren't even real. They're staged to look impressive.
People who post these very aspirational versions of themselves online and then expect us to believe that that's who they are.
Again, I believe that hard and smart work is the key to success, but real...
I told y'all, man. Like you said, most of these people wasn't even doing that. You know what I'm saying? They was lying. They was lying on social media.
Activity requires balance. You work hard, then you rest. You give your best, then you recover. And fun fact, the best ideas come when you're not working. This next trend made exploding with anger look normal. Crashing out. For a long time, crash out meant going to sleep very quickly because you were exhausted. But in early 2024, TikTok gave it an entirely different meaning.
Crashing out is when you lose all self-control with no care in the world about any of the consequences.
Yeah, you don't want to crash out. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to crash out, man. Like, always be patient. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your emotions get over you. You know what I'm saying? Because when you crash out, bro, you should say forget everything, you know what I'm saying? And most of the time, you don't do the right things when you crash out, you know what I'm saying? Like, say, like, somebody made you mad, and, you know, you want to crash out, and, you know what I'm saying, go fight, do this. But that's not the right way, man. It's not the right way at all.
to fall.
For those of you who don't know, simply put, it means becoming suddenly, uncontrollably angry or distressed. On TikTok, this wasn't just slang. It was a trend that made young people think violent outbursts were okay. In 2024, videos with the hashtag crashing out spread across TikTok. They encouraged reckless behavior. The message was simple: stop holding it together, lose control. This trend took off. Soon TikTok was filled with videos of people screaming, having emotional outbursts, or acting erratic. People recorded themselves breaking down over work, school, or relationships. They were crashing out for views. Within months, the hashtag crossed 1 billion views.
Wow.
This trend was horrible for mental health, teaching people that it's okay to act like this. Therapists said the trend made people absorb the idea that emotional crashing is a valid coping strategy. In other words, it rewired how people handled stress. Instead of learning self-control, people were performing their meltdowns for an audience. Despite the warnings, the trend only got more popular. The more dramatic the meltdown, the more engagement it got. The crashing out trend even had its own anthem. It was a viral sound called Let It Burn. The lyrics told listeners to burn it all to the ground. And that's exactly what many did. Crashing out videos showed people making impulsive and destructive decisions. They quit their jobs without notice, ended friendships, and lashed out at family. Each crash out brought only a temporary wave of relief, attention, and validation. But it also left behind real consequences. Broken relationships, lost opportunities, and lasting regret. It's normal to feel frustrated, but crashing out is not the solution. When you're faced with a problem, use your brain, not your heart. Up next is a trend that left thousands of people living in constant fear. The Kia Challenge started with a video of someone breaking the law on July 2022.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. The Kia Challenge, man, was terrible. I mean, I don't know if they still doing it, but the Kia Challenge is basically where people would go steal Kias, you know what I'm saying? And then just drive around fast. Like, it was terrible, man, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I feel as if these people didn't have guidance. These teenagers didn't have guidance. Like, these was teenagers doing this, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's cool, man. I think it's sad, man, but you know how it be, man. That's why y'all say thank you for y'all do, man. Just stay prayed up, because, man, it's wild out here. I ain't gonna lie.
TikToker filmed themselves hot wiring a car. The trick only worked for Kia and Hyundai models, but it was shockingly simple. Filming a crime was reckless enough, but what came next was far worse. People were inspired to do the same. A group of young boys saw the clip and decided to try it. They filmed themselves hot wiring cars and driving off. They even gave themselves a nickname.
They're called the TikTok Kia Boys. Teens like these four stealing cars and using them to commit violent crimes.
Soon, other young people joined in. TikTok was flooded with stolen car videos.
They're saying it is called the Kia Challenge. It's targeting cars leading to...
And all of this was promoted by social media, like the algorithm, basically, if you think about it, until people start talking about how bad it was, it stopped promoting it. But it's like, man, like all this stuff came from social media and people start wanting to do it. That's why I say, y'all, it can be a lot of negative stuff on the internet, man. I'm telling you.
Or thefts.
The hashtag got millions of views. But the damage wasn't just the stolen cars. It was what it did to people's minds.
Right.
Kia and Hyundai owners were living with constant anxiety. Every morning began with the same question: will my car be next? People checked their driveways multiple times a day. Some had trouble sleeping at night. Others said they couldn't focus at work because they kept thinking about their car. Psychologists have a name for this: hypervigilance. It's when the brain stays on high alert, scanning for danger that might not even exist. And it's mentally draining. That kind of fear changes people. They change their routines, avoid certain places, they stop feeling safe even at home. But the mental stress was worse for those whose cars were actually stolen. Researchers studied the psychological impact of car theft. One woman whose car was stolen said, "I have PTSD now. I wake up in the middle of the night, sometimes crying with nervousness." News coverage made things worse. Tens of thousands of Kias and Hyundais were stolen. Some had their cars stolen twice in one day.
The woman in Highland Park found out the hard way recently, just a few days ago in broad daylight. Her 2017 Hyundai was stolen where it was parked outside her second job.
Each new story reminded people that they could be next.
It's super frustrating, it sounds like. Now I have to be careful where I park and pay attention, and it's going to change.
These are people that worked hard for what they got. And for somebody to just come around and do this for a trend, it's sad, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, it was mostly teenagers that was doing this, like people that was young. And you know what I'm saying? I feel like they didn't have guidance. But that's what to show y'all, man. Like, man, the generation, man, I don't know what it's coming to, man. The next generation, I don't know, man. But I know when I was like a teenager and stuff, I wasn't doing this. We wasn't doing that, man. We was playing the game, chilling, playing basketball. Now they be stealing cars and all different type of stuff now. You know what I'm saying? It's like times has changed, bro. And I think most of the times because of the trends that be on social media sometimes. For real.
We'll probably take my wife's car.
Some considered even selling their cars because of the constant paranoia. The police began cracking down on the crimes.
Locally, Arlington police say they've made several arrests and stress auto theft in Texas is a felony, which many young people might not realize.
Under heavy pressure, TikTok finally intervened. They took down the videos showing how to hotwire cars, and most importantly, TikTok banned the Kia challenge.
Right.
Slowly, the trend died out, and for the first time in months, car owners could finally relax again. This trend did.
All right, y'all, man. That was the video. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about this video. And y'all, I'll see y'all in the next video.